gifted with an egotistical imagination that far exceeds the development of your cerebellum. Ladies and gentlemen, nice to be here. Famous, what's it called? Yuk Yuk. I turned 82 years of age the other day. I'm kind of just to be happy anywhere, believe me. Now, this growing old is not for sissies. I can tell you that right now. And being over the hill, the only thing good about it is better than being under the bloody hill. Much better, much better. And Alzheimer's, the only thing good about that is you can hide your own Easter eggs. I'm still looking for a couple from last Easter. I met a good friend of mine walking the other day, and he's 94 years of age. And he is just incredible. I said to, what do you attribute your joie de vivre, your idea of living so long and in good health and all that jazz? He said, I'll tell you the secret if you want to live to be 100. And I said, I'm all ears. I expect to live to be at least 150. He said, well, in order to do that, you have to marry a young bride, a young girl. So at 82, I married a beautiful young lady that's 52. My children and grandchildren are very concerned about this age difference. And I said, look, if she dies, she dies. What do you do? Just go get another one, right? My first honeymoon was Niagara, but I wanted you to know this one was Viagra. It's fantastic stuff. I know none of you people need it yet, but it's nice to know it's there for you when you're ready for it. I dropped one of those little blue pills down the toilet the other day, and they're damned expensive, you know. I can't get the lid down anymore. It's like this. And then I heard that the first Viagra baby boy was born in Vancouver General this morning. Now they know it was a Viagra baby boy because he came in at 9 pounds 6 inches. Same size as Tiger Woods. What a future that kid's got. My son is a movie actor in Tokyo, and he was telling me this Viagra joke was making the rounds there. Apparently this woman is talking to her doctor, and she says, you know, my doctor, my husband is not interested in sex. It's been 6 months, and it's driving me crazy. Can you help me? He said, yeah, I've got in this little plastic bag here 5 of those little pills ground up into a very fine powder, and when your husband is not looking or has gone to the washroom, he said, drop this in his cup of coffee and wait about 15 minutes and then come back and tell me what happened. So she goes back in about a week and she says, doctor, it was incredible, just absolutely incredible. I did what you said, and 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes went by, and all of a sudden my husband got back, knocked the cups on the floor, and there on the table we had the greatest sex we've ever had in our lives. It was incredible. He says, well, you must be very happy with that. She says, yeah, but the manager at Starbucks told us never to come back there again. Now, one of the things that happens when you get older is crazy things. You know, when I first wake up in the morning, I go to the bathroom. Then I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. I'm actually peeing in Morse code now. Dot, dash, dot, dot, dot. I don't know if it's a secret message or what. Because I've outlived everybody that had anything to do with the Morse code. What about the this hair business. I got hair growing out of my eyebrows, out of my ears, out of my nose. And that's not where I want it. I need it up here, for God's sake. It's ridiculous. One of the other things that happens when you get older and you're talking to your doctor and you're telling them that things are not going right in this particular spot. Now, he refers you to a specialist. The reason he does that is because that's not his field. So I was telling him I was losing my eyesight. He said, I'm sending you to a Chinese ophthalmologist, a very famous Chinese ophthalmologist here in Vancouver, and he's going to examine your eyes and see what the problem is. So I go there, and the guy looks into my eyes and rolls back in the machine, and rolls back in his chair, and he said, "Oh, Miss West, oh, you have a cataract." I said, "No, doctor, I got a Chrysler." Thank God he had a sense of humor. We both cried. Our tears ran down our eyes when we both laughed. But how are you going to miss a deal like that? You're going to have a Chinese ophthalmologist examining your eyes, and you've got to have cataracts. And he's got to say, "Miss West, you have cataract." How can I miss that? Another thing that happens is that your hearing starts to go. How do you know your hearing starts to go? Your wife comes into the living room and she says, "You're playing the TV too loud." Or at the movies, I look over her and say, "What did that guy say?" And I know my hearing is gone. So I went to an eye, ear, nose, and ear specialist, and he examined my ears and said, "Yeah, you need hearing aids." So I had to get some. Went back to see him, he did all the testing. He said, "Your hearing is perfect now." And he said, "Your family must really appreciate the fact that you can hear so good now." I said, "No, doctor, I sit in the back of the room and I just listen to the conversations, and I've already changed my will 4 times. One time on my second wife, when I made a trip out of town, I bought her a vibrator. And I said, "While you're away, darling, I want you to use the vibrator and think of me. I'll be gone about 3 weeks, and then I'll be back. But whenever you use the vibrator, think of me." So that was fine. I come back and I said, "Did you use the vibrator?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "And every time I used it, I thought of you." And she said, "Well," I said, "how did things go?" And she said, "The trouble was it kept knocking the fillings out of my teeth." One last story for you. Next. You come anywhere I am, okay? This is my last little story for you. But here is something. I now have a heart doctor. So I'm there in his office the other day, and I'm doing the stress test, all the wires, and I'm running on the treadmill, and I finally get back in his office, and I said, "Doctor, what am I going to die from?" He said, "Well, you're going to die from cancer, or from a stroke, or from a heart attack. Everybody dies from those things." I said, "When am I going to die? This is very important. I want to know when I'm going to die." He said, "Nobody knows when you're going to die. I sure as hell don't know when you're going to die, or anybody else." I said, "Au contraire, the doctor. I had a great uncle who knew exactly when he was going to die." He says, "Impossible. Nobody knows when they're going to die." My great uncle knew the year, the month, the day, the hour, and the minute when he was going to die. Impossible. How could that be? I said, "A judge told him."
Thank you, Claude. One more time for Claude West, ladies and gentlemen. That was good shit. All right, you guys, take it easy.